So what's next? It's a question that we all have coming out of Friday Night Smackdown last night when The Rock and Roman Reigns finally made their return, and to say it was kind of lackluster. Yeah, excuse me if I said it. I think it was kind of lackluster. I don't think it was everything that we were expecting it to be, but now I have many more questions as this whole thing seems to continue and go forward. There's so many things that we don't know. What are they going to do? It seems like the Rock story is in abundance, right? It seems like there's a bunch of things kind of put into one. And in today's video, I promise we're going to talk about it all. And we're going to try and break this whole thing down and talk about what's possibly next for the WWE, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes going forward. Now, without further ado, guys, if you're new here, be sure to like this video. And when I say like it, I mean really. I got a little scar on my knuckle. Like that thing, you know? Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel because when you guys subscribe and you guys like the video, it definitely helps it. We get sent through the algorithm, and see what happens over on this channel is we like to get sent to a different stratosphere. And when we go to a different stratosphere, everything's good in Billy TKO land. If you feel what I'm saying, you're picking up what I'm laying down. Gotcha. Guys, without further ado, let's just hop directly in this video and let's talk about all that is going on right now.
Let's talk wrestling with Billy!
Yo, what is going on, guys? Friday Night Smackdown happened last night. The Rock, Roman Reigns, they returned after Triple H had said what he said 2 weeks ago now, saying, or a week ago, it would still be a week ago, right? Where he talked about how The Rock was not the one in charge, and in fact, Triple H was the one in charge. Now, the only problem with that is The Rock said nothing about that. All The Rock said was he's just going to stop Cody from getting whatever it is. So maybe they're just not acknowledging one another yet, Triple H and The Rock. But there's so many little tidbit stories that go on inside of this one story. So there's so many questions that are lingering inside of my head. Number one, the first thing that runs through my head is, why are we doing The Rock and Roman Reigns? Is this forced? Was this the original plan? Was it not? I need to know. Number two, what is going on with The Rock? Because his story right now has been in clusters. Same with Cody Rhodes, right? Because we have to think about what happened on that one SmackDown when Cody Rhodes brought The Rock out and legitimately gave up his spot for The Rock and then gave it back to Cody to then never explain why Cody gave it to him in the first place. Do you see where I'm going and why The Rock's story then involves and no longer makes sense? Because when Cody handed him that story, or when Cody handed him that WrestleMania main event, it was strictly off of, I'm not going to do it here. Also, we all suspected that it was because, number one, it's The Rock and Roman Reigns, and it's the biggest main event in WrestleMania history. And The Rock said it last night on SmackDown that they had it in their hands, and it was in the palm of your hands, and you let it go. Understand, Rock? We do not care. But in the same sense, it didn't line up from that one SmackDown that happened. And it seems like ever since that SmackDown happened, I want to say that was 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Ever since that SmackDown happened, everything has kind of been them trying to get back to Cody and Roman and trying to put all the pieces together to make it make sense, because they knew the fans were not going to be happy with the idea of Rock and Roman right now. Again, as I've said multiple times in my videos, that next year, go ahead, do Rock and Roman. We're happy to see it. We want to see it. It's a great match, and we think it sells. And I get it. It's the biggest main event in WrestleMania history, but the title, don't care. The title belongs to Cody. That's it. That's it. That's the story. That title needs to be on Cody. You can go out, do Roman and Rock next year. We'll watch it. Guarantee we'll watch it, especially if you give us this year, because we're not going to complain about it next year. If that makes any sense. If you're picking up what I'm laying down here. So, when I think about this all, and I think about the story in a whole, it's like, man, what are they going to do to make this make sense? And I was talking to a buddy, and it seems like everything is becoming cohesive, but they're playing it week by week because they do still have a lot of build to WrestleMania left. Now, when The Rock says that he's going to do everything in his power, that then tells me that The Rock isn't going to be initiated into this match. No, The Rock is actually going to go out, do his own thing, and play a part in the match. What he'll probably do is maybe try and get involved, and then he's the one guy that can't stop Cody this year. there's so many things, right? There's so many different ways and avenues that they can go about this, but that's later thinking. Right now, we're going to talk about what is going on to get it going forward. How can we get this match to go forward? How can we get this storyline to progress? And right now, it just seems like it's one big clusterfuck because you got Cody coming out, and he's talking about The Rock, and then you got Seth Rollins coming out talking about he's the guy, but then Roman and Rock don't even acknowledge really Cody or Seth. So do you see what I'm saying and where the problem is? Like, I understand the whole story of the bloodline is that they don't need to acknowledge them, but at some degree, they have to because we got to get the match. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to get the match that we want. So at some point, they have to acknowledge them. That's what I'm trying to say here. That's what I'm trying to get across. Is no matter what The Rock and Roman say, none of it matters until they acknowledge Seth and Cody. And I get it, they've acknowledged Cody, but not acknowledging Seth when Seth is now playing a part is a little ridiculous. And then Triple H not being acknowledged as well, that's also annoying because Triple H last week said something about The Rock, and obviously Triple H is the head guy, but then The Rock's playing it like he's the head guy. It's just one big clusterfuck that doesn't really make sense yet. So WWE, I'm going to hope that you make the biggest sense out of this, and I just in a couple weeks will look stupid for making this fucking video, but I don't know if that's going to be the case because right now it does seem like a big clusterfuck. Are you going to get me to where I need to be, WWE? I do believe so. I do believe that the WWE will 100% get us exactly to where we need to be and what we need to do. How they do that? There's going to be some pissed off fans regardless. I'm here to tell you. I think no matter what the outcome of this is, there will be pissed off fans. There will be pissed off Cody fans or there will be pissed off Rock fans. There's no in between here. There is no in between. It's either this or it's never going to work in everybody's favor. That's the problem. It's never, ever, ever going to work in everybody's favor the way that you want it to. But man, oh man, oh man. WWE, I need you to figure this out because this could be the greatest story of all time. In fact, I still believe that the whole Bloodline story, and it is the greatest story of all time, but you can make it that much better to where trying to compete with a story like this will be damn near impossible. I've seen some people talking about Cody should never finish the story. I don't know. Because the way that this is going on, it makes you question if he should. There's a lot of good stuff going on. There is a lot of good stuff going on, and this is all exciting. Guys, if you would like, drop down in the comments section and let me know what you guys are thinking about everything that's going on. SmackDown happened. I want to know what your guys' thoughts were coming out of SmackDown. Also, on top of that, I have a Discord down below. If you would like, feel free to join said Discord. Because in the Discord, we're creating a family. It's fun. We're all talking. It's a great time. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. It's fun. But definitely leave your comments down below because I am interested to see what everybody has to say about everything that's going on. Also, guys, we just cracked 2,500 subscribers. We're on the road to 3,000. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and help us get to 3,000 subscribers because in a matter of time, we're going to be there. In a matter of time. It's really the road to 10,000, but we'll talk about that once we get there. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.